Hey guys, it's Austin back tonight with another YouTube video. This is not exactly how I envisioned this video to be going because I've had just a whole lot of, dominoes fall recently in my personal life, as well as just, in terms of just general of like time and the weather and such. Because typically after a Halloween display, you think you'd automatically go to a Thanksgiving display, for those of you who actually still observe Thanksgiving, because not to sound like a broken record or to sound like somebody who's downing people for putting Christmas up this early, but my neighbors have already, as you can see, got theirs up, at least the majority of theirs up. I've talked to them and they got a few more designs left, and then obviously some more neighbors down the street. But believe it or not, I've still got my fall set up out, and it's greatly reduced compared to last year, although I do have some new inflatables in the video to show off, in particular two rare, harder ones to find, at least in terms of my own personal interest. As you've heard me reference in several other videos, I am a huge Tennessee Volunteers fan in all sports that they play at the collegiate level, so this video ain't meant to strike any debate upon everybody's favorite teams or fan bases. I know I'm just going to get it out of the way early. Tennessee's a very polarizing team and fan base to cheer for and to even understand. So if you all are fans of other SEC programs or anybody who is in the hunt for the college football playoffs, I don't want any drama out of it. I know we lost to Georgia fair and square. We have plenty of arguments still to get into the playoffs, but I just, I wanted to make this video because I thought this might be the most unique display I've ever done in my life, because I have never really been in the position to do an actual video on this kind of display. But without any more delay, let's get into it. Yeah, just doesn't seem right not having the turkey and the scarecrows, but due to time and my new job, just hadn't had time to get anything else up except for the two pumpkin ones that are strictly fall designs. But like I said, hopefully next year will be a little bit more at ease with the schedule of work, and then in general, the weather ain't been too kind to me here either with all the rain and everything lately. So we'll get into that more towards the end of it. I am going to give some updates at the end of this video. See here, before we get into the strictly Tennessee inflatables, we do have my ETSU football helmet. Go Bucks for anybody who has heard of East Tennessee State University, or if you're a graduate from there. Go Bucks, Godspeed, go Bucks. And probably the biggest bombshell rare find of the season that I'd never even expected to locate. I don't know what year this Smokey is specifically. For anybody who collects college football inflatables, this is a Team Inflatables design. They don't really make inflatables like this anymore. These were like solely tailgate designs, like back in like the 2000s and like mid 2000s, as you can tell by the fact I'm having to use a spotlight and this don't have any lights embedded in it. It does run off a don't really know exactly the model of fan it has, but it's like a off-brand pull-out fan. Let's see here. See if I can reach it over there on the pad. But yeah, if anybody can disclose to me what kind of pull-out fan that is, I'd be very appreciative. I know it ain't an AH1 or a AH free or anything like that, but So far it seems to be doing the job pretty decently, although I have said, like, this one don't really stand up the best in rain, so I did have to assist it a little bit tonight, blowing up originally. So down the line, I may have to take the knockoff fan off of it and put like an AH1 on it down the line, because I do still have the two that I use for 4th of July to do like my 2 archways. But very pleased I was able to find this design. I got it off a guy down towards Memphis, Tennessee, and to be honest, it's actually cheaper than a lot of the other Tennessee designs I had in my yard for what I got it on resale value. So, especially being that I've seen a lot older Smokies go for like different rates online. Like I said, obviously, if you're not a Tennessee fan, you may not understand, you know, our mascot Smokey, the blue tick hound dog, and we're called the Volunteers, which is somebody who went down and fought at the Alamo to save the state of Texas from the Mexican invaders and people who owned the land. So, just if you want a little bit of history, that's kind of the gist of what a volunteer is. But while we've got a blue tick hound as our mascot, I know that there's a lot of history that goes back into the whole Smoky tradition. But if y'all are interested, I'll just let y'all look that up on your own time. New for 2024. Snoopy on the doghouse is also new for 2024. Actually kind of glad to own this guy now, because I guess in a way you could kind of consider him a rare pickup now if you can even find him. I know that there was a collegiate company that does decorations for colleges that did pick this guy up, and it does have the Peanuts licensing on its box. And I know for a fact NFL teams and other college teams have also got this same design, but they'll have like their team name across the roof of the doghouse and their logo down on the side. But definitely glad to own this, because I ain't had a Peanuts inflatable featured in a fall display, and God, I don't even know how long, probably since I had my Good Grief pirate ship back in my old Halloween displays back all those years ago, and that on its own is a rare pickup now anymore. Still have mine, but it would need a lot of modifications for I to ever consider displaying it again. But that's a story for a whole other day if that ever happens. Show you a bit of the front of it. And to say that I might be the only person, even in my area, celebrating Thanksgiving still amidst all the Christmas displays coming out would be a massive understatement. But I hate to say this is about the most Thanksgiving part of the whole display, unless you count the 2 pumpkin designs as part of Thanksgiving. But I figure this is about as close as I can get to Thanksgiving right now. But I gotta say, still loving my 4-shape projector, and it just continues to be a showstopper for my wall. Need a spotlight on this bad guy, but I don't really have another spotlight right now that I can put on him. And for any other Tennessee fans, if you all have any Tennessee inflatables at all, this one, needless to say, this is one that I've been tracking down for 2 years but could never find it. But being I went to the Mississippi State game about a week ago, I was luckily able to track this down. So I do finally have the Tennessee Power T inflatable. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting because Logo Brands, I don't know if anybody watching the video will be familiar with Logo Brands, but that's a brand that makes like a lot of the college inflatables nowadays. They're responsible for this design, the Smokey, and then my Tennessee orange helmet down there on the end next to the rare Smokey, and the blue ETSU helmet down there. They are currently the main I don't know what the best way to say it, the best designer of, like, I guess the biggest designer of like college level inflatables for football and just other general sports and such. And they had a 7-foot version of this. I think the one before me is 5 feet tall, but it's a Vol Shop exclusive. Just if any of you all are Tennessee fans, like I said, I figure this video will probably be very niche and not many people will probably get it or understand it. But, you know, I have my own interest, and I'm trying to, you know, at least do something a little more fall-esque before I put out Christmas, because like we're going to get to here in a little bit at the end of the video, it's going to be probably a lengthy job, especially with my new career choice right now. So, but anyway, I'm glad to have this piece and the Smoky that I recently added in my display, because those ones are two extremely hard to find designs. And as a collector of the Tennessee Volunteers that decorates whenever whenever holidays are not around, I always just, anytime I can find a rare Tennessee inflatable or something new, I always jump for it. But anyways, I'm glad to own this piece in my display. Let that orange and white burn bright all night, baby. Using my Ghost Flame projector I got at Home Depot a few years ago to do this. I feel like of all the things in my Tennessee display, this is always the thing that people ask me the most about, is like, where on earth did you get this? Like, we cannot find like anything like this. And I'm like, well, whenever you are collecting holiday items and you go out and look at like projectors and inflatables and stuff like that, like, I mean, I even remember vividly the day I tested this at Home Depot back in 2022 when I first got this. And it was right around the time I first started collecting more UT inflatables and started getting them in bulk. And I was like, well, you know, because I saw this one and I knew it changed colors, but then I set it to orange and white, and I was like, well, shoot, you put this on the wall with like the football shapes in my football, because believe it or not, this slide deck has a football shape in it too. So these two put together with the football shapes have been a big staple in my displays over fall and even now into November before Christmas comes out. So just if y'all wonder, just, you know, you got to kind of, you know, run in and find what you can, because I feel like anybody else who collects Tennessee decorations, they don't have an orange and white thing burning on the side of their wall, because needless to say, I've gotten plenty of compliments on it. But anyway, that's my 2024 fall/Tennessee football display. Whenever I first posted my short on my YouTube channel, I didn't think it would grow big enough to actually do a video solely based around Tennessee football, because I know, like I said, rooting for your college team or your alma mater is very niche, and I figure not a lot of people will do it, at least to the volume that I do, because admittedly, I have seen other YouTubers that do like Christmas and Halloween. They do have like the logo brands like Halloween pumpkins with the football helmets on them, or like the Santa Claus decked out in their colleges like colors, or even the snowmen in some cases decked out in the college colors. But I just figured, you know, it was unique, and I didn't think many other people had done it, because I do know a few YouTubers do live in Tennessee, but I ain't gonna name names just due to, you know, I guess confidentiality. But I don't really know how big of, you know, Tennessee fans they'd be, but I figured, you know, might as well do something new and take a shot in the dark, because most likely the next upload is going to be either the Christmas display, or if I do a review of the Santa and Miss Claus Colossal. But anyways, I said I was going to give an update at the end of this video. As of now, I hope to get the Christmas display up. I'm hoping towards, if not the end of next week, probably early the first week of December, because like you all have known from the past few uploads, I have been working graveyard and working overnights at a factory. So my time that I get to work on my displays now is very far in between. So I figure too, as much as it'll take to get these all dried out and dried up, along with the remaining Halloween inflatables I've got still to dry on my porch, I figure, you know, it'll be battling the rain and battling, you know, just time in general, because it is like poured down rain in the part of Tennessee that I've lived in the past few days. So, well, not that I don't live in my area, but, you know, like just the part of Tennessee I live in, it's gotten poured on the past few days of rain. So right now I've got a lot of work to do just in getting prep ready for it, getting the yard mowed, and I got to, you know, get these dried as well as some of the other Halloween inflatables. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next upload.